Mic testing, mic test, 1, 2, 3.
Mic test, 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Welcome to another exciting edition of The Ravens Flock.
The time has come, and so have we. Violently, all over the place. It will take days to clean it.
Yes, indeed. How you doing, folks? Let us know in the chat right now if you could hear us or not. Like I said, we are working with a two-man crew, and yes, you did see us derp earlier. So please don't kill me too much in the comment section.
What are you talking about? They didn't so jack yeah,
that
right. Was a hallucination, bro, fought by the terrible weather of Florida, causing a heat haze-like effect that befuddled the senses. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. I'm your host, Jose Casabona. I'm also host of Wrestle Rewind. I am the founder, executive producer, content manager. I am the 5 Bs.
The big, bold, beanied, beautiful bastard.
Yes, I am. And on behalf of everybody here on this channel, we appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. I noticed earlier that Steph was trying to rate us here on our channel, but you rated us a little too early, but we appreciate it nonetheless.
Thank you kindly for launching the attack order so quickly. As usual, the mere presence of our beloved viewers and listeners is more than enough to bolster our spirit and raise us up in this very difficult time. The time of us being broke. Give us your money.
Now, unfortunately, Juan Araz will not be joining us as he is right now. He has prior commitments right now, so he will be gone for this week, but he will be back next week. So joining me on my right is, and I'm going to give you the Juan introduction here. Hey. The host of Los Amigos Play, my tag partner for this channel, the man who puts in the man hours behind all the video games that he plays every single week, Mr. Angel Mendez.
Thank you kindly, and don't you ever... You know what? You can forget the mister. I ain't that old yet. I'm only wrinkled and crackled like a Rice Krispie.
And much like all our other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/The Ravens Flock and twitch.tv/The Ravens Flock online. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our media content. Leave your questions and comments down below. We will answer as many as we can while we're live. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, then you can become an inner flocker. For $4.99 a month, you will have exclusive access to many, many amazing perks that comes with being a member. To go into detail, first of all, I do want to say hi to all the people that's in the chat right now.
Quite a lot of people in the chat. Thank you so much for your large numbers.
Let's go ahead and roll out the red carpet for each and every one of them. We got Nikki Bella, Project Metal Music coming back from Los Amigos Play. We have, let's see here, what is it, Haley Ray Stout? Haley Ray Stout.
They're new. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining us. And Matthew Coburn, thank you very much for...
Matthew McConaughey, famous Hollywood actor. What?
No, not Matthew McConaughey, although I wish. No, it's Matthew Coburn. He's he came straight from Steph the Alternate from Popcorn Planet.
We can entertain you as much as she did.
We got Planet Q Queen and Gene Rick joining us on the chat. Thank you very much for joining us. And we also have, let's see here, Lisa Boo is here on the chat. So is Tiffany Washington. At the moment, no sign of Juan, I'm afraid. Juan is still... Oh, no, Juan is right there with the waving hand emojis.
Hey, even when he's not here in presence, his spirit bolsters me. It's such a shame your brother died of ligma, but he's always with us in our hearts.
He didn't die of ligma.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
Angel, you're wrong. He died of food poisoning.
Yeah, in his balls.
Oof. Yeah.
He dipped them right into that chili. What the hell he was thinking, I don't know. But...
Yeah, I know. On the Black Files. Hashtag on the Black Files.
That's right.
I'm helping my friends move next weekend. I'll be back. Yep, Juan will be back next weekend, folks.
Best of luck with that stuff, by the way.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. So we're still reeling from WrestleMania weekend here. WrestleMania is officially done. It's in the books.
Right. An extraordinary event at the core of Hollywood, surrounded by bright stage lights and golden metal. Countless wrestlers went against each other and beat the living crap out of themselves for our entertainment. And man, we had a lot of entertainment that night.
It was definitely a lot of fun. Both night one and night two of WrestleMania. Angel, I'm going to say this right now. I know you bolted earlier, but man, oh man, I think you got the better part of WrestleMania because night two was not as good.
Wait, really? They couldn't keep up with the momentum?
No, they couldn't keep up with the momentum, my friend. They start off with a boring Big Hoss fight with Brock Lesnar and Omos.
How do you make that boring?
It's simple. The Omos can't move very well because he's a giant. He's like 7'3" from Nigeria.
After a while, you gotta retire a man that is that big but can't move fast enough. I'm just saying. You're just fighting a building at that point. You're throwing punches against a tree trunk.
Also, there is a lot of criticism with the main event of the WrestleMania Night 2 where Roman Reigns defeated Cody Rhodes.
Wait.
Roman Reigns defeated Cody Rhodes.
The American Nightmare was defeated by Roman goddamn Reigns.
Yes. If you watched our watch,
doesn't feel right.
If you saw our watch party of WrestleMania weekend last week, you saw the look on my face. My soul left my body with the main event finish.
What slurs was that?
I have no idea. We also talked about it on Wrestle Rewind. It was this would have been a great opportunity for Cody Rhodes to win the championship.
It would have been his proper earned place after. Like, you're telling me that after all the amazing matches that we saw the day before, with Seth freaking Rollins finally getting his back against Logan Paul, with the epic father and son match of Rey Mysterio and Prisoner Mysterio, and the 3-on-3 ladies match, and that insane 4-on-4 Vikings match versus the Leaners match. Really? We ended up with Cody Rhodes losing at the end?
We ended up with Cody Rhodes losing at the end, but before we continue on, Juan did bring up a good point here on the chat, and I'm glad you mentioned it, Juancho.
Oh, right.
For $4.99 a month, you will have access to custom emojis where you can where you can use custom emojis made by us, the Ravens Flock, including the slurs.
Which we need a lot of now, Burnley.
We need a lot of, oh man, after that weekend, bro, I think we need all the slurs, okay?
But I can't believe they set us up so nicely on Saturday, and then they just deflated us like a shitty helium balloon. Come on, man. You're telling me that Saturday was the build-up, and he gave us all those extraordinary matches and emotionally charged fights. Like, that fight with Rey Mysterio was amazing.
Rey Mysterio,
he literally pulled out the belt.
It was gangbusters. They did pretty good.
Into his stupid son. That time when he kissed his wife and got literally a Kaioken ass power up, it was amazing.
No, I agree with you. And, of course, in becoming an Inner Flocker, you'll also have access to members-only videos here on this channel, and you'll also have access to us. Oh, give me just a second here. Let me see if I can undo that. Okay, there we go. You also have access to us, the Ravens Flock. Leave your comments, leave your questions, get into conversation with us. Any ideas that you have, any suggestions you have, will help shape the future of this channel.
That's right. Let's be honest, guys. What can you buy with $4.99? Nowadays, barely half of a Reese's cup is worth $4.99. But for that insignificant, measly amount of money, you can allow us to continue doing what we're doing. We improve our hardware. We pay for our gas. We pay for our food. You literally keep us going. It is thanks to you that we are fed, strong, and content. Our life is in our hands. Not like all those commercials about those depressed and somewhat incredibly emaciated African children that you see at 3 in the morning after you're done watching Howard Stern, and you wonder, Howard, you're so old. What are you doing looking at naked women's tits right now? Does your equipment even work right now, Howard?
I mean, this is Howard Stern. I wouldn't be surprised.
He spent all his money on drugs to keep his junk high. But, just like Howard Stern's boner, you're telling me that Sunday was a massive gosh damn disappointment.
The match was great. Everything that needed to happen happened, but the finish of the match is what got everyone collectively having their jimmies rustled.
We built it up so high, and then you shut me down at the peak. You had me edging for the entire match, and then you just leave me with blue. I'm sorry, I just don't feel it's fair that after all this shit that Cody Rhodes has gone through to get to this point, he loses to... Really?
But, well, here's the thing.
Really?
This was explained at the post-WrestleMania press conference. Triple H explained that this is only the end of a chapter to his story, that they're pretty much looking for the long game for Cody. But the criticism with that kind of logic is, where can you go that's higher than WrestleMania?
Yeah, like, I guess you'll have to wait for the next Okay, how often is WrestleMania? Once a year?
Once a year.
So then this is basically like, this is a stopgap. Oh, God damn it. We're franchising.
Yes, we are.
This is phase 1 of the Codyverse, the Rotusverse.
I know, right? The WWE Codyverse. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyways, but while that is definitely cringeworthy and definitely big news, there is a much bigger news that is afoot. That is that the WWE have announced that they have finally sold the company to an entertainment company that's called I'm trying to remember the name, Endeavor. And it's a joint venture between WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, and UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Now, for those of you who haven't kept up with this, there has been a lot of legal hula-baloo going around WWE. Ever since Vince McMahon got ousted from his seat over all those stupid actions he did, essentially muscled his way back into the company and has been trying to resell it as a matter of either keeping some matter of power or keeping some check on his own ego. And unfortunately, it looks like it did go through. But I gotta admit, I'm a little confused because, as you said yourself, this company handles UFC fighting, which is MMA. And I know for a fact that that program has been fighting with WWE for viewership for quite some time now. Because they share a few of the... In fact, if I recall, there's a rather ferocious rivalry between MMA fans and wrestling fans. Yeah. Because your fighting is fake. Well, your fighting is nothing more than sweaty ball kicking. Well, my sportsmen look actually fit. Well, my sportsmen look like people. There's been a lot of back and forth on that one, but we're doing this now?
We're doing this now. And to go into a little further here, I shared an article here from CNBC. This was published on Monday, April 3rd, and published and updated on the same day. WWE agrees to merge with UFC to create a new company run by Ari Emanuel and Vince McMahon.
And there it is.
Now, here are the key points to this article. WWE's agreed to merge with UFC as part of a deal with Endeavor Group. Ari Emanuel's Endeavor owns UFC and would control a majority stake in the new company. Then yes, of course, the bottom one is painfully obvious. Vince McMahon, WWE has sought a buyer for months. For months, since the beginning of this year, we were hearing rumors that, Disney's going to purchase it. AEW is going to purchase its own competition. Saudi Arabia was going to purchase it. You know what? I think we need to take the real positive away, that the WWE wasn't sold to Saudi Arabia.
That is the one positive in this entire mess.
Can you imagine the riots that would have broken out?
It would have been Summer of Love all over again, let me tell you.
I know, right?
That being said, though, the beginning of the article already shows where you're going with this. The fact that Vince McMahon gets to keep a position of authority in this sales deal, like, my man, you could not make your intentions any more clear. Once again, it's all about ego with this motherfucker.
Now, before we get to us tearing down Vince McMahon with the power of our words, let me go into some details here in the article. Vince McMahon's WWE has agreed to merge with UFC to form a new publicly traded company controlled by Endeavor Group. The company is announced Monday morning. Endeavor will own 51% stake in the new combat sports and entertainment company, while WWE shareholders will have the remaining 49%, according to the terms of the agreement. The deal values WWE at $9.3 billion and UFC, which is owned by Endeavor, at $12.1 billion, according to the info in the press release.
So that's a total of $21.4 billion dollarinos.
Absolutely. The transaction is expected to close in the second half of 2023. Shares of WWE fell more than 2%, and Endeavor declined over 5% on Monday.
People are already sick and tired of this place, and it hasn't even come into work yet.
I know, right?
Damn.
Ari Emanuel will act as chief executive of both Endeavor and the new company, the company said. McMahon, likewise, will be the executive chairman, while Endeavor president and COO, chief operations officer, Mark Shapiro, will also work in the same roles as the new company. Dana White will remain as president of UFC, and WWE CEO Nick Khan will stay on as president of the wrestling business.
It's gonna be UFC 2.0, and Emanuel said in an interview that aired Monday on CNBC Squawk on the Street. That's a horrible name. The board will consist of 11 people, 6 appointed by Endeavor and 5 by WWE. The merged company's name will be announced at a later time. The company will trade on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol of TKO.
Total knockout. Nice. The announcement confirmed an earlier CNBC report. It also came a day after WWE wrapped up its flagship event, WrestleMania in California. The company has spent the past several months looking for a buyer. Big shock. And McMahon returned. Yep. All right, we already know that. Okay, so this will be a good. Let's get into discussion mode. So, hang on a minute. Damn it! I got it. Dang it, even when Juan's not around, technical issues are still among us.
It's like a curse now. It's like a debuff.
I know.
It ticks down and takes away our health and patience.
All right, so let's get into a brief discussion here before we continue on. So, yeah, the merger between WWE and UFC. There's definitely going to be some split opinions amongst the WWE and UFC fans because, as you mentioned earlier, there's some beef between both of the fan bases, right?
Yeah, now they're going to have to share the same playpen, and we all know that's never going to look pretty well. Like, how exactly is this going to work? Are they combining their budgets? How is this going to give them more money exactly?
Honestly,
I just don't get it.
Well, one thing that we can know for certain is that when it comes to company mergers, there's definitely going to be a lot of people losing their jobs.
Yeah.
That's a big thing to take into account.
Inevitably, when the companies merge, I mean, let's be honest, guys. The last time two big media companies merged together, Warner Bros. And Discovery, it resulted in countless animated shows getting completely cut off, a few of them being written off as taxes. Fun fact, the Superman cartoon, Superman and Lois, that they announced, it's going to Adult Swim because they don't trust whatever the hell they're doing on the other place.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that it's being made, but ultimately, it feels like every time those big companies merge, a lot of product gets lost and everybody just comes off worse for it. I cannot see in any way how this is good for anybody involved. I don't get it.
You also have to take into account with the WWE and the mass releases of talent that they had in 2020 and 2021 due to budget cuts for the pandemic.
So we got no money, so we're going to team up with this company to take their money. Somehow we're going to make money, I promise you.
Company mergers, layoffs, one compromise after another, just so that the big suits can make a quick buck.
Yeah, and well, as they say right here, Endeavor does not carry, the fan base gets along. Well, they're going to carry very soon because you don't understand. Sports fans, especially entertainment sports fans, are very, what's the word I could use here? Passionate. As in, I will burn down my jersey because my favorite player went to the other team passionate. You're essentially telling me, hey, you know those guys that you hate from the wrestling world? Yeah, you're going to have to hang out with them now. Yeah, sorry, this is their space too. I guarantee you some bad juju is going to go down because people are obsessed with the idea of loyalty. Listen, WWE and the UFC have spent the last 20 or so years building brand loyalty. They've turned their customers into cultists. The product is basically an offering to the church. And now you told them, go work with those guys.
Pretty much.
It's going to go bad, I guarantee you this.
We also have another article here provided by ESPN. Give me just a second here while I get to it.
Fun fact, I actually went to that Disney down and saw that particular celebration. It's pretty good.
Oh, that's
had
always
this
nice.
Beautiful dance number with Mickey Mouse fighting off Maleficent in a magic duel. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. The
article's expensive.
The headline of this article reads, everything that we do and don't know about the UFC merger. So here we go. Let's see here. To the biggest line. Let me go ahead and skip over to the factoids here. All right. So Endeavor, the UFC's parent company, announced Monday.
We already read all that. That's just numbers right now. Scroll down.
All right. Here we go.
There we go.
Yep. Oh.
Here is where the bullshit starts. Pay attention, people, because this is where the nasty details are found.
First of all,
in this McAfee Security Scam Plus advertisement.
Yeah, let me close this off. All right, here we go. So, longtime WWE promoter Vince McMahon will stay on as the company's executive chairman. That's already been announced. Yep.
There, right there.
Yep. The new company does not yet have a name, and many questions remain unanswered. But the impact on UFC and WWE combining forces could be massive. Our ESPN Combat Sports insiders Mike Coppinger and Mark Ramondi take a look at what could mean now and in the future. Let's see here. Now, this is a big question here. Like, will there be a crossover between WWE and UFC? So, according to Ramondi, don't expect either product to change drastically, if at all.
I always say.
The real integration is more likely to be done behind the scenes, outside of the view of most fans. Endeavor sees the opportunity to leverage the strengths of both in one entity. But that doesn't mean undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns is going to come in and challenge John Jones for the UFC heavyweight title.
I mean, I would pay to see that.
Right? Nick Khan held a meeting with the company staff on Monday afternoon and essentially told the employees that Endeavor isn't going to be meddling much in WWE business. Okay, so basically they just told the staff and the talent of the WWE that Endeavor and UFC, they're going to do their own thing and they're not going to interfere.
All right, so what they're saying is that the big deals are taking place behind closed doors. This is going to be a strictly corporate merging. You know, more people in suits saying more dumb shit 3 floors away from you where you're doing your work. But I refuse to believe that this will not have consequences to the actual show.
Oh, I agree. It does seem likely that Endeavor will see some redundancies in both companies, meaning there's likely going to be a pooling of resources in different areas, such as finance or live events or marketing on ad sales.
Someone's going to get screwed out of their paycheck. I guarantee you it's going to happen.
Of course. One of the first things Endeavor did when it bought the UFC in 2016 was start cutting costs, which included widespread layoffs. Sources told me on Monday that this is all according to Raimondi. Sources told me on Monday that people in both UFC and WWE have concerns about what this merger could mean for their futures. So this goes back to the earlier problem with company mergers. Layoffs, mass releases of staff and talent.
Because if supposedly putting all these people together makes it easier to work with, we can start cutting some wheat from the chaff, you know what I'm saying? Just trim down the fat a little bit, get rid of some of those C-listers that haven't done anything in the last half a year or so, push in a few of the A-listers. It's kind of weird because they keep talking about change, but at the same time, they keep telling you everything's going to remain the same. And okay, Joe, be honest with me. You and I, we have multiple jobs.
Of course.
Have you ever seen a change in management that brought good news?
No.
Well, there we have it. This is worse because the management ain't changing. We're combining the management.
But then, then again, here's the thing. I think it's a 50-50 coin toss. It depends on it. It really depends. So I really can't answer that. Give you an yes or no question because
the thing is, we have it more likely that is yes because I don't know how the head of the UFC those things, but Vince McMahon is still in charge.
Yes, the same Vince McMahon who was forced out of his company due to. Oh, hang on a minute.
What the hell was that?
Hang on.
Did we get hit by an ad?
Did we get hit by an ad? Let me go ahead and just stop.
Oh, no. We're about to get horribly... We are demonetized already. Goodbye.
Oh, hang on a minute. Let me see if I can fix that problem here. Oh, looks like it's
okay, the problem fixed itself.
Yeah, the problem fixed itself. That was so weird. Anyways.
As you said yourself, the big...
Where the hell is that video? I'm going to take care of this.
What is going... Just refresh the page.
Nope.
What the hell are we looking at here?
I don't know here, but I'm going to stop sharing.
A moment, please. Once again, unable to escape technical bullcrap, no matter where we go.
I'm afraid I have to close out of it.
It's fine. We're basically finished reading it anyway.
Yeah, all right. So the same Vince McMahon that was forced out of his company due to mounting investigations into sexual misconduct.
The same Vince McMahon that has been slowly driving the company to financial ruin for the last, 3-5 years, give or take?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, that's a little bit of an overstatement. Let me go ahead and explain. The best way to describe Vince McMahon's legacy in pro wrestling is that for the past 4 decades, heading into 5, Vince McMahon has impacted the wrestling business in many ways that can't be quantified, both good and bad. For all the good things that we had to endure from Vince McMahon over the decades, we also had to put up with some bad crap. Yep. And there have been rumors, stories of Vince McMahon's infidelity, stories of Vince McMahon's antics outside of wrestling.
Now we have confirmations of his infidelities.
Exactly. Considering how many years he's dodged all these bullets, the question wasn't a matter of if, but when.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's the problem. You think you can do it, you just keep doing it again and again and again. And now, see, remember, let's not forget this, he got forced out of the company, and the situation actually improved for a while, and then he came right back in. And now he's firmly in place because, of course, he did that sales deal to put himself on the front seat again.
Pretty much.
It doesn't matter if the company only holds 49% of the stock. What matters is that he is holding 49% of the stock.
Yeah, no, definitely. It looks bad on all grounds, and after the first week of WrestleMania, the fans were outraged at what happened on WWE's Monday Night Raw because of everything that happened on the show. And the main event of the show saw Brock Lesnar destroy Cody Rhodes before their tag match against Roman Reigns, and Solo Sikoa could even get off the floor.
Honestly, I think that was the part that pissed me off the most when I saw the clip of the match. It wasn't the fact that he did it; it's the fact that it went by so quickly. Did it feel short to you?
It was short. The match didn't even start. Brock Lesnar destroyed Cody Rhodes in the ring at ringside. Back in the ring, slammed him through the steel steps, and the cameras were still rolling, so they heard Brock Lesnar drop the F-bomb, and there was a screenshot of Brock Lesnar giving the finger to the fans.
Jesus!
Yeah.
You might as well just pull out a gun and shoot the man in the front of the stage.
Pretty much. And for this whole week, and I've read reports, there were fans at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Winter Park, Florida. That's the stomping grounds for WWE's trainees at the Performance Center. There were fans chanting "Fire Vince" during an episode of NXT.
Think about that for a second. People hate you so much that they are literally going to hold rallies to scream at the world that you don't deserve your job. So, of course, he sold the company but he gets to keep the stock. We're just right back to square one, but worse. The company's in a worse position because they don't have stock to be not beholden to another one. They're teamed up with the UHC, which means that their problems will become UHC's problems very soon. And Vince is still in charge. This is just bad news all around for them.
It doesn't, not just NXT, but before last night's SmackDown, there was a post going around on social media saying, like, hey, for the fans who are attending live SmackDown at Portland, Oregon, make sure you chant hashtag Fire Vince.
Wow!
I didn't get to watch SmackDown, so I didn't know if they actually did the chant, and if they did, WWE would likely may have piped over that audio.
Yeah, unfortunately, you are correct. The crazies have a fucking train.
Oh,
and
man.
yeah, no, the train, this is literally a train accident about to happen. It was slow to start, but once it got going, it was impossible to stop and nearly impossible to steer. We are sitting at the train station right now. We are just waiting. I can hear the whistle. This is going to derail. It's going to be a disaster.
Yeah, definitely. And according to the press conference with the joint regarding the joint merger, apparently, according to Vince McMahon will not be involved in the day-to-day creative operations for the WWE. But how can you take anything that Vince says in face value when he has a rich history of lying?
Yeah, and more importantly, he's putting himself in a leadership position here. They can say whatever they want to, but that man will literally be unable to stop muscling in. He craves that power and authority. He needs that shit. It's like blood to his veins and cocaine for his dick.
Seriously, yeah, no. Ever since Vince McMahon's ousting at late 2022, we've seen a change in the WWE product. I've said this before on this program, and I'm going to quote the words from Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Like all things in life, wrestling doesn't move backwards, but it also can't move forward if the same guy has been running it for decades.
Exactly, and let's be honest. We knew he was going to be desperate enough to sell the company as a spiteful move to make sure nobody could have it except him. But the fact that it says there specifically that he's going to be in the head of the sales position, listen, he doesn't affect creative decisions. That doesn't mean a damn thing. How do you make a creative decision?
Simple. It all starts by thinking out ideas, mapping it out, writing ideas.
He doesn't have to anymore because he'll be in a position of authority. Listen, if I tell you that as your boss at work, you're going to do something, that is not a creative decision. That is me telling you you're going to do something. He's in that position now. He's in charge. It's not creative. It's an order, and you will have to follow it. And as long as there's somehow life beating in that wrinkled, leech-like heart of his, he will never stop giving orders.
Hang on a minute. Mr. Geek Me Out's joining us. Yes, Vince McMahon is an evil Mickey Mouse.
No. He's become the worst version of Disney ever. Who's that wrestler? Do I own that?
Oh man, you're not wrong.
Keep it. My quads!
Oh my god, my god. Yeah, no, but yeah, no. For the later half of 2022, it was awesome because we saw wrestlers who were released from WWE making their way back into the fold, and we saw some new storylines, some compelling storylines that came to fruition. And yeah, it was fun while it lasted.
Imagine how they're gonna feel now knowing that the very reason why they left has returned, and it's their boss again.
Hang on a minute. Let's see here. Yep. Evil. Thank you, Juancho. Aren't you busy partying?
I am old, I am tired, and he's working with children that don't like him.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Being a wrestler is fucking terrible.
Now, let's make this clear. Vince McMahon's ousting did not put a black eye in pro wrestling or the WWE. No. It was a black eye on Vince McMahon.
Yeah, no. This is merely an accusation of him as a person. The business itself is perfectly fine, but the guy in charge is just a complete tool.
Honestly, even if you don't take into account his public ousting with everything he's done, created from a storyline standpoint, Vince should have been freaking gone like 16 years ago when he stepped into the limo and it blew up on screen.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't kill him, honestly. How old is Vince again, though?
Dude, he's in his late 70s, man, and the guy's still jacked for his age.
My dude just retired at that point. Most people retire at 65. And I know for a fact that even with all the lawsuits he had to pay for, that man has enough money that he can live comfortably for the rest of his life. He does not need this.
Okay, Boonda, listen, not every match bats 100, all right? The pitch black match, that's not one of them, all right? I'm not going to comment on that. The Mountain Dew match.
It was called pitch black because that's what a backed up toilet looks like when it's done.
Oof. So, folks, let us know in the chat right now your thoughts on all this. Let me go ahead and turn over to the chat here. Like I said, I'm pulling double duties here. Planet Q's Queen. The ratings were great when Hunter and Steph ran it last year. That is true.
They actually knew what they were doing.
Yeah, no, we saw an increase in ratings, an increase in viewership, an increase in ticket sales for the later half of 2022. The actual shows were interesting. Yes, that's true. Bunda's getting on a salt train, of course. Yeah, that's protected. Everybody in the must. Yep, everyone liked the stream. We must feed the algorithm. Thank you, place. Hang on.
We do.
Play setter. Thank you for that.
To go even further, next time we're just gonna show porn on screen.
Oh my god. Winter Park is fucking awesome. Yep. This is those crazies like have a freaking train. Yep, that's true. That is true. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with everyone here. Yep. Wanna be port stash.
That's right. This Vince McMahon
Thank you, Tiffany Washington.
A new look that screams midlife crisis. Listen, some people have midlife crisis. Vince had a midlife breakdown. That dude.
Well, yeah, of course. Here, take a look at our thumbnail.
Jesus Christ, put that away.
Ugh.
He dyed his hair darker and he put on a mustache that I'm gonna be generous and say that mustache needed a few more months. Maybe a couple of years. Maybe he should have stayed away from the camera for the rest of his life.
How does it go again? Oh, yeah. Vince McMahon's
mustache. That is not a mustache. No. We're not doing that. That is not a mustache. The 5 o'clock shadow I have on my face is more a mustache than that, okay? Let us not insult the ancient art of the mustache.
I'm not going to insult any of the art from Team 4-Star. I apologize.
Yeah, no, even they deserve better than that.
All right, but you know what? It's okay. Let's go ahead and get to a palate cleanser because Star Wars fans are definitely eating awesome this year.
That's right. As you know, the season 3 of The Mandalorian is currently running by, earning both praise and scorn in equal measure, but all the same is being watched. The numbers are rolling, and it looks like for once we did something good. So, of course, this is Disney, so we gotta do something else. Welcome to another episode of Let's Throw Crap at the Wall and See What Sticks.
Yes, indeed. And this article here, this details everything, all the big news from the Star Wars Celebration Expo of 2023.
That's right. We had a big celebration, lots of really overpriced tickets, and some surprisingly interesting news. Of all things, Legos.
Yeah, announced on Thursday, April 6th of 2023, inside the Lego Group Star Wars Return of the Jedi's 40th anniversary dioramas, revealed just ahead of Star Wars Celebration Europe 2023. StarWars.com spoke with the Lego Star Wars design team behind 2 creative new sets that celebrate 40 years of Episode 6.
Very nice. Now, those of you who don't know much, even if you don't like Star Wars, everybody agrees that the Lego games are the bomb. So getting more of that is always good news no matter what happens.
So, minor criticism, out of the old Star Wars movies from the original trilogy, I liked Return of the Jedi the least.
Which one was that? The second, the first, or the
third, where Luke finally beats Darth Vader.
Really? Why exactly?
I don't know. I think it was just... Maybe it's just too silly. I think it might have something to do with the Ewoks.
I didn't mind them too much. Then again, I was a child the first time I saw that, so, first impressions and all that.
My favorite one of the original trilogy is The Empire Strikes Back.
Definitely.
Yes. Because it had the drama. Luke finding out that Vader's his father. His hand getting cut off.
It was the big dramatic, everything's gone bad.
Yeah. Shit. And now let's see here. Friday, April 7th of 2023. They dropped the news trailer to Ahsoka. Right. That's right, Ahsoka. We now go into the journey of Ahsoka Tano. She was introduced in Star Wars: The Clone Wars back in the mid 2000s, and help me out here because I haven't seen a bit of the Clone War, the 3D Clone Wars series. Like at the beginning, fans rejected Ahsoka.
Oh yeah, they hated her guts. It took like 2 seasons, but eventually she managed to get enough character development that she became fully fleshed as a character. But for the first and second seasons of the Clone Wars, no one liked her. She was the scrappy duo of the show. But props to her. She built up so well that people now cheer for her appearance. How's that for a turnaround?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, she's John.
Holy shit! Ahsoka's popularity definitely could not be ignored as they brought her back for a couple of episodes in Star Wars Rebels when she grew up and she confronted her former master, who at the time is Darth Vader.
That was genuinely one of the best episodes of the series. They had probably one of the coldest lines too when the little kid goes, "I'm not afraid of you," and Vader looks at him and says, "Then you will die braver than most." I'm like, damn.
And
just put the saber down and just show him your neck, boy, because you did.
And she also made a couple of sporadic appearances in The Mandalorian in the Book of Boba Fett.
I actually forgot she showed up in the book. I kind of forgot most of the things that happen in the book of Boba Fett.
It's okay.
I feel kind of bad for that show because The Mandalorian kind of overshadowed it. You notice that?
Yeah, I know. I know. It's supposed to be about Boba.
It was
Focus on Boba.
Sorry, bro. We're having boba tea right now. It was too interesting. I'm sorry. Boba just couldn't compete with that.
On the same day, we got a new trailer dropped for the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I am not looking forward to this one, to be honest with you.
Really? How come?
Well, for starters, they're claiming that the Nazis are the bad guys, but the movie takes place in 1960-something. Second, Harrison Ford is old, dude. Like, that man is a mummy at this point. Let him, he's not going to be doing any stunts. He's going to die if he moves the wrong way.
Yeah, I think this is the movie where he really, really needs to hang up his hat finally.
There's also the fact that there is an implication in the trailer that they're going to be using time travel, and let's be honest, that shit almost never turns out right in movies like this.
Also, didn't the last movie, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, left some bad taste in the fans' mouths?
It was kind of
That was a weird experience.
Listen, he had a son, and the son became Shia LaBeouf. That is the greatest L his career will ever take. Yeah, I want to like the next Indiana Jones movies, but I cannot find myself feeling excited for it. It feels like they're dragging it out at this point.
Also, 3 new Star Wars movies have also been announced on Friday.
Jesus Christ. Speaking of dragging it out, goddamn. I actually read a bit about those. Apparently, it has to do with the fact that supposedly Rey is going to start a new Jedi Order.
Right.
I don't know how that's going to work out because Luke tried it and...
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's fine. That means we get to see her try to murder teenagers for once.
Oh,
that family tradition, honey.
So let's go ahead and talk about Ahsoka.
Yeah.
The Ahsoka will be released on Disney Plus on August of 2023, so during the summer. Let's see here. A major movement for the title channels here. Yep. Trailer features Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano in addition to Sabine Wren, who played by Natasha Liu. Let's see here. Hera Syndulla, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and our favorite grumpy droid Chopper, among others. Clearly incorporating elements from the beloved Star Wars Rebels animated series and The Mandalorian.
Have you seen it yet?
Yes, I have.
It was pretty cool.
It was actually pretty good, and I'm actually looking forward to it.
Something's coming. Something dark. Asuka says as she becomes racist. I sense it. The preview is filled with interesting glimpses of action and story, including Ahsoka in battle against droids, characters wielding red-bladed lightsabers, Mon Mothma, a rear shot of Grand Admiral's ass, and the ancient droid Hua.
Now, hang on a minute, Angel. Grand Admiral Thrawn is apparently a big deal in the Star Wars universe.
Oh, yeah,
in the expanded
novels.
universe.
He's basically a professional admiral, a genuine strategist, a dangerous mind, not for his physical strength, but for the strength of his brain. I can't wait to see how they fucked him up.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll see. It's a little too early. Let's see here.
It's Disney.
Yeah, but Disney's doing so far good with The Mandalorian.
Joe, it's Disney. You know what they did? They took crap at the wall until something stuck, and that's The Mandalorian. But you know what this means? It means that you still have a wall full of crap. And I'm not going to hold... you know what? I'm going to do that thing. Expectations, 0.
Okay, but what about Andor, though? I heard a lot of good things about that.
That one was pretty damn good. So we got 2 good shows.
Yeah, 2 good shows.
Out of how much?
Don't forget Star Wars Visions. So that's 3.
Oh, yeah, sorry. 2 good shows, and then we gave it to Japan. So that doesn't count. All I'm saying is, when you got more good than bad in your pocket, then I can put my trust in them. But for now, I'm going to lower my expectations. I'm going to give it a 3-episode rule, and then we'll see what's going to happen.
All right, so... as far as the 3 movies that are coming out later on, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy announced that 3 new live-action Star Wars films are on the way. Helming the movies are James Mangold, the director of Logan and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Okay, that's interesting.
Dave Filoni, who was involved in The Mandalorian and Ahsoka.
That's a good thing.
And Academy Award and Emmy Award winning director Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, who directed Miss Marvel and Saving Face.
All right, 2 out of 3 and bad. I'll take it.
Yeah, let's see here. James Mangold's movies will go back into the Dawn of the Jedi, while Dave Filoni's will focus on the New Republic and close out the interconnected stories told in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. Yep. Oh my goodness.
We're doing that thing that now it's turning into Marvel movies. Like you need to know everything else before something else makes sense. I guarantee you, if you haven't seen those 3 shows, that movie is going to be complete nonsense to you.
Yeah, no. Considering the crazy confusion that left us with Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, remember how big of a mess that was?
One day we're going to get a live-action Kingdom Hearts series, and people are going to explode
Man.
sheer honorism. And yes, I remember quite well what happened with the Rise of the Skywalker, where not a single Skywalker actually rose for anything. But
That's not true. Rey took the last name.
she's not a Skywalker.
She took the
That's
last.
called identity theft. Don't fuck with me. Listen, when Miles Morales became Spider-Man, he didn't change himself to fucking Miles Parker. All right? That is bullshit. I feel so bad for Miles. That kid is never gonna fucking like stand on his own.
Now, but then again, can you really call it thievery if the ghost of Luke and Leia gave their seal of approval?
Yeah, no, it's called thievery, dude. Even if you stole it, it's still. Even if they approve that, it's still thievery. Like, listen.
Yeah, but they were like, it's okay.
Even Mark Hamill was pissed about it. Okay, so no, that's bull, and I call it bull.
All right,
She's a thief and a liar and a criminal, but most of all, she's a woman. Never trust him.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about the trailer here for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. It opens up with Harrison Ford's iconic archaeologist asleep in the apartment until the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil jolts him awake. Let's see. Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's in the late 60s.
Yep, in the late 60s
retiring.
New York, and he's retiring, but not before his goddaughter, Helen, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, don't know who she is, recruits him for one more adventure to recover a dial that could change the course of history.
See, that's the part that worries me. Time travel stuff in this movie. We already had aliens. If we go with time travel at this point, they're going to lose me real bad, let me tell you.
Let's see here. We also have other cast members, including Mads Mikkelsen, who plays the villainous Jürgen Voller.
Mads Mikkelsen. I love that guy.
Yep, there's car chases, horses in subway pursuits, and falls from planes. In other words, it looks like an indie journey through and through.
I don't know. He's so old right now, it feels more like Scrooge McDuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like how the poster tried... Okay, this is the problem. You notice how the poster is trying to imitate the old style of the posters, right?
Trying to capture the old magic.
Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
Why all this empty space? That is called negative space in art, and it makes it look terrible. Like, it was fine until I scrolled down and somebody spilled milk all over the poster.
Didn't really think of it. Didn't really think of it that way.
Yeah, because look at the old indies posters, and you'll see that they cover almost every inch of it. They use as much as they can.
Well, now hang on a minute. They did this. They did the same poster style for Star Wars for the Star Wars prequel posters for Episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, but like I said, too much negative. This one, too much negative space. You gotta do something with all that white crap.
Fair enough.
We can do better than this. And yeah, you can tell that they're using technology to already de-age Harrison Ford, and my man is still looking like a piece of jerky. Harrison Ford is tired, man.
He definitely is. And Juan, hang on a minute. Juan's getting passionate here on the comment section. Yeah, well, I am not. Thrawn sounds like something you catch on your feet, says Buddha.
Doctor, help me. I got the Thrawns.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I got Thrawn's disease. It makes me defend Star Wars movies. Help.
Hang on a second. Thrawn is going to be played by Lars Mikkelsen.
Whoa, shit, nice.
And Lars Mikkelsen is a badass.
Well, yeah. But will he be holding to a shitty script, though?
Well,
the greatest actor in the world will not be a good performance if they give them a bad script, I'm just saying.
Well, we can't really make those big judgments just by one trailer.
True, but also it's Disney.
Yes, I
Look
know.
at what they're doing to The Little Mermaid right now.
Yeah, I know. Their batting average hasn't exactly been in their favor.
I will shit on their desk. And I will piss in their coffee.
Tiffany Washington, how old are you? Wait, are you asking how old I am, or how old is Tiffany Washington? Are you asking how old we are?
I'm old enough to drink.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to vote. I'm old enough to kill and love and hate. But more importantly, I'm old enough to watch cartoons.
Pretty much. That being said, okay, regardless of how we feel, there are several Star Wars fans who are attended the expo and who are on social media who are definitely looking forward to these shows and movies that are coming out soon.
True, and hey, you know what? I wish them the very best. Pokemon ended already.
That was a long time ago.
No, I mean, I saw the last episode like a couple of days ago. It was actually very nostalgic. Brought a tear to my eye and everything. Good stuff.
Wow, are you really that turned off of Star Wars that you changed the subject?
I wasn't trying to. Anyway, going back to Star Wars.
You dumbass.
Going back to the infection of Thrawn on my feet.
All right, here's the thing. I'm looking forward to Ahsoka. I saw how she was played.
That is looking cool.
That is going to look really cool. I'm looking forward to some really cool fight scenes with Rosario Dawson.
She's 44 years old. Wow. Some people just age very gracefully, I guess.
Yes, they do.
Congratulations.
And I would like to see. I actually want to see this Thrawn and see how he's played. I've heard too many people from word of mouth. I've read it in stories and comics. Juan won't shut up about him. I want to see how they bring him to life and if they're going to do justice to the original source material.
You know what? I can give you a good point of reference. Imagine, if you will, adult Lelouch.
Yes.
There you go. A brilliant mind, capable of predicting his opponent's moves 3 steps ahead, and with the maturity of an entire military campaign to give him bolstering. Like, just imagine, just older Lelouch, no GS, just smarts.
Because yes, Angel, you do have a point. While for every Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker that we get on screen, we're also blessed with Rogue One.
Yeah.
Solo.
Yeah, we're juggling the good stuff.
Yeah. For every
need a
bad
drink.
stuff, we get some good stuff. And that's basically, you could describe the entire Star Wars entertainment franchise.
Yeah.
Like, it's a mixed bag.
See, I know for a fact that Bunda is not 44, because that amount of salt he can produce only comes from the people that haven't reached the age of retirement yet. Never let go of that spirit, Bunda. Never let go of the hatred in your heart.
That being said, okay, Dial of Destiny, this has to be it, because I am done.
hope so.
Harrison Ford needs to stop. I love the guy, but buddy, you don't have to do this anymore. Your jersey should have been retired.
I need another paycheck. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
That being said, though, it was nice to see him reunite with the the actor of Short Round, who now has become so well known that he directed his own films. You know, it's nice to see that they're still friends and they still care for each other. So
That is true. Also, okay, now I know that we've ragged about the Dial of Destiny, but honestly, I would rather see Harrison Ford in another Indiana Jones movie than in another Blade Runner movie, because he barely did it dick in Blade Runner 2049.
he did give us that really good moment, but I mean, I think that is the last part. I'm surprised he was even alive in that setting to begin with. But
Right?
You know what? No, I think we're good there. But I do want to see more Ryan Gosling in Cyberpunk. He seems to fit very well.
Ryan Gosling is definitely awesome, man.
Just like me, for real, for real.
Oh my goodness.
Depressed.
No, Rosario Dawson is not old, okay? Come on, 40s is not the range of old.
40s is the new 30s, and 30s is the new 20s, and 20s is the new 10s because people are stupid.
Well, I guess we can only...
Being on social media.
So are you agreeing with Bunda?
Yes.
Why?
No, that people are stupid.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Well, listen. No. Rosario Dawson is definitely not old. If she could still do all these cool stuff on for Disney, then yeah, she still has plenty of mileage to go.
Mileage.
What?
No, sorry. It's just there is a joke about mature ladies and mileage. I'm not gonna say it for sensitive ears. Let's just say if Rosario Dawson took me to her bed, I would not say no.
Oh, damn.
Listen, everybody complains until they suddenly have some loving from a lady who knows what she's doing.
Damn, Angel, did you fall in love with her from Josie and the Pussycats?
No. But I admire her commitment to the craft, and I think she looks really good as Ahsoka, that's all.
That is true. Okay, you know what? That's fair. That is fair.
Also, you know what, though? You are right about the fact that, guys, Harrison, just put the hat down. Listen, Keanu Reeves retired from the John Wick series after the 4th movie, and he's nowhere near as old as you. He's also a vampire, but that's a completely different story. Just
yeah. Also, and
give yourself a break, fam.
Yeah, even he knows when to stop after the John Wick movies, and I don't think Keanu Reeves will be coming back to do any more movies for The Matrix.
Yeah, I think he's done. To be fair, though, after the most recent movie, I think everybody's done. It's like you could tell the director, she did not want to make that film, but they basically told her, either you make it or we make it. And she's like, okay, motherfuckers, let's go. And she made the worst Matrix film she could.
I mean, there were some good parts about it.
She made the worst Matrix film she could.
Now, hang on a minute, Angel. There's always a few diamonds in the rough. First of all, we will never question Keanu Reeves doing the best he can for what he was given.
We never could.
We never could. And the same could be said for Carrie-Anne Moss, who played Trinity.
Yeah. Remember that part where she just betrayed her husband and abandoned him and there's no child forever?
Like any loving
our
wife would
heroes. Like, I love it when directors do this, where they try to write down something and they don't really consider the consequences of, wow, this kind of makes the main character look like an asshole. For more information on that, go watch Ruby by Rooster Teeth.
Hang on a minute. Karichi Rando-san, you are not old. 37 years old, that is not old.
Oh, please, trust me, we're not that far away from you, buddy. And I guarantee you, it doesn't feel that different.
Exactly. Age is a state of mind.
Where's my 401k?
Damn it, Angel.
I demand my money. So now you understand why we need your money so badly, beloved viewers. We're trying to work on a retirement plan.
Right? All
We
right.
can't go in this forever. This King of New York shit only lasts 15 minutes.
Hey, Juancho, how's the party over there?
Wow, Juan partied so hard his message deleted itself.
Ah, damn. I
That's
didn't do
amazing.
anything.
He's wasted.
Oh, my
By the way,
goodness.
Juan, do say hi to Lyra and the others on my behalf.
Yeah, no. Rando-san, you're fine. You don't have to defend yourself. It's okay. Let Bunda be Bunda.
Bunda is a special kind of creature. We keep him around to bring down the happiness level, because if there is too much, we get used to it. And the more you have it, the more you begin to regret his presence. It's like water in the desert. You're not allowed to have too much.
Yeah, I know. Ugh. Yeah, you're right about that. All right. So,
Overall, though, I am really looking forward to a few of these shows. They actually look mildly interesting. It's just the other ones that feel like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're trying to over-franchise.
I think I get what you're saying. Kind of like what they're doing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Exactly. They are not letting it rest. It's just more. Just throw every single project at the wall. We gotta release all of this shit right now at the speed of light. We gotta make all the money. Why is that line not going up? Line! Up! More line!
No, you actually do make a good point, because Star Wars and Marvels, respectively, are both like incredible, gigantic, enormous cash cows.
Yeah.
Like, if it could still print money, why stop? Why put the brakes?
True, but once again, that's the problem. Like, it feels like there's no long-term plan beyond just keep making shit. They will never stop buying it. It's weird, because they tried this with Phase 4, and we know that the interest has been waning, except for a few titles here and there. The level of hype has never recovered, and I don't know. It's a complicated feeling to explain. It's like, it feels like they gotta give us a break in between, because if you pull out so much of it, you are over-fueling the gravy train. It's gonna derail eventually. Well, already did, but
Yeah.
we can't ever put it back in the same track anymore.
No. You got a point. You got a point there. Well, like I said.
Also, fuck you, Sean. Mobile games are garbage.
Wait, who said that? Wait, hang on.
Sean.
Sean. Where's Sean?
3 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Ha!
Full of shit, Sean.
Damn, that was a long time. You're still holding a grudge?
Yeah, because I was right. Look at the industry right now. Look at what they're done with phones. Genshin Impact, more like suck my nose balls. No, Sean, you were wrong. It was garbage, and I deeply regret every second I spent agreeing with any of your stupid fucking points.
I don't know, man. Have you taken a look at the Genshin Impact fan base?
Yeah, that's exactly why I know I'm right. Bro, these are the same people that will try to dox you if you like lolly designs. Half of the goddamn roster of the game is lollies. It's made for them. They are specifically gathering to them. You are walking on a beef restaurant demanding a salad.
Yeah.
Every day of my life, I am at risk of seeing the opinions of a 14-year-old. That is torture I wish nobody could be subjected to.
No, you want to know what's real torture?
What?
That.
Jesus Christ, put that away. That's a violation of my rights.
I will never stop sharing this. It's so disgusting.
That's a violation of my rights, like Genshin Impact violates my IP to sell my information to China.
Boy, it feels good doing your job, Juan.
Yeah! Check it out, Juan. Guess we don't need your powers after all. We only have to ask you for help one time, which means that we're basically masters at this craft.
Don't say that. Come on.
We are perfect at this. Juan, you're fired.
Oh, no. Wow.
Okay, fine. He's on paid leave.
Juan with the vomit emojis.
It only took 3 seconds for me to not break it. He posts one of those again. I'm going to grab with my grubby hands his very expensive and shiny camera. I'm going to do things to it that will violate several human rights of the Geneva Convention.
Fine. Bye. No. Come on, Juan.
Don't insult Cantinflas like that, please. The most famous Mexican comedian of all time does not deserve to be compared to the likes of whatever the hell I just had to see right now.
All right. You know what? I'm done ragging. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and get into some awesome video gaming news.
Video game times. All right, people, we got some good news, surprisingly. Blizzard recently released a statement showing that we got a new character for Overwatch 2.
Okay, let me see if I could find it. Actually, can you share that link into? Actually, no. Actually, yeah. You know what?
I said it in the chat.
I'm gonna do something really awesome. Give me a second, folks.
I'm listening, fam.
I'm gonna do some multitasking here,
time
man.
for technology.
Watch my skills, folks. Watch as I go. Check out Flock Twitter after the show. Yeah, okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Is this it from E3?
That's no, the next one, the other one.
Oh, okay. This one.
Scroll down. Let's see. The last one down there with the purple stuff.
All right. Give me just a second here.
Put that purple shit in there.
Because I'm gonna do something really awesome. I'm gonna go here.
That's a sick background, bro.
Why, thank you very much. Then I'm gonna post it over here on the chat like so.
Hey, genius.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna access the chat. Boom! Watch this.
Very good. So, fun little fact: a while ago, they announced a new hero for Blizzard's Overwatch 2, an effeminate-looking fellow by the name of Lifeweaver. He comes from the Philippines, further establishing the stereotype that Filipino men come in two varieties: femboy and muscle mountain. Now, funny thing is, they made a big deal about the fact. How does that keep happening?
Oh no, that's from my phone. But go on.
Like I said, we got two types of Filipino men: twink and twonk. And this one is the former. And they made a big deal about the fact that he was pansexual. And I'm like, wait a minute. Something doesn't feel right here. Also, the trailer was somewhat lackluster. It lacked a bit of the production values they used to have. It was almost as if the trailer was rushed. And the entire community's reaction was, Blizzard, what did you do this time? Blizzard, show me what's on your hand. And they opened their hand. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Blizzard again.
So here, in an article from GameRant.com, the headline reads, Activision Blizzard is being sued by the U.S. government.
It's like fucking clockwork.
Published 4 days ago by Salman Saladin.
Thank you, Ms. Saladin.
The U.S. Justice Department files a lawsuit against Activision Blizzard, leading to a settlement and future restrictions. Activision Blizzard is facing legal... Let me close this off. Is facing legal trouble once again with the company being sued by the U.S. Department of Justice over allegations that has established a competitive balance tax.
What now?
Of course. This lawsuit is just the latest in a series of controversies for Activision Blizzard. In 2020, the company was accused of widespread harassment and discrimination, leading to a walkout by employees and a lawsuit by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing. The company also faced criticism for its handling of the Hong Kong protests and for allegedly denying pay raises for its employees at Raven Software due to the unionization efforts, leading to boycotts and protests from players and fans.
So, as you know, it's almost like pottery. Every time that they announce something new for the games is because a new controversy hits no less than 5 minutes. So they literally went, oh no, one legal trouble, release the game. Again!
Yeah. According to the complaint, the so-called competitive balance tax was created to avoid wealthier esports clubs from overpaying for the top talent of the Call of Duty and Overwatch esports tournaments.
Wow.
If a franchise club violated the tax by paying its players more than Activision Blizzard imposed cap, the teams would be penalized and the fine money would be split among the other non-infringing teams. However, the Department of Justice's lawsuits claims that the tax was implemented to artificially lower player salaries as a whole.
So just in case that esports didn't have enough of a bad reputation, the people in charge are trying to cut your money. In response to the charges, an Activision Blizzard spokesperson stated that they have always thought and still believe that the competitive balance tax was legal and it had no negative influence on player earnings. Motherfucker, you're taking money away. The leagues voluntarily removed the Levi for our rules in 2021 since it was never imposed.
Oh, man.
The Doge said that the settlement indicates that the Antitrust Division submitted a proposed consent decree to the U.S. Distinction Court for the District of Columbia. The proposed decree could prohibit Activision Blizzard from engaging in similar anti-competitive practices in the future. Activision Blizzard's legal troubles come at a sensitive time, with the company currently in the process of being acquired by Microsoft, which is the biggest gaming deal in the history of gaming.
Oh man, I forgot that was still a thing, that Microsoft is acquiring Activision Blizzard.
If you look at this and you're working for Microsoft, you'll be like, okay, I gotta pack my shit and leave.
Yeah.
So, let me see if I get this straight. They basically go, we're gonna cut down the salary of the people that play esports. People are about to complain. Release the pansexual man onto the scene of esports. Every goddamn time. By the way, they did this.
Hang on a minute. Hey up, everyone. Hey, how you doing there?
Hey.
Listen, Steph the Ultra Nerd, thank you for joining us. Juan cannot be with us as Juan is currently right now. He has prior commitments. He's currently in Orlando right now, but we do wish him well. Right now, it's just me and Angel Mendes holding down the fort, but we appreciate you joining us, Steph the Ultra Nerd, right now.
No, that's right. We fired him.
Oh, God damn it. No, you fired him.
Yes. And it was the smartest decision I made all week.
He's going to come back for revenge.
I'll just rehire him. That will be the next smartest decision I'll make next week. But yeah, think about how idiotic this is. Every time that Blizzard makes a big statement or releases a new character who conveniently is non-heterosexual, they are always trying to cover their ass because they did something stupid and illegal. And it works. People are falling over themselves how horny they're getting over Life Weaver. And lo and behold, it's because Blizzard did it stupid again. Imagine working for Blizzard right now. Imagine being in an E-Team Sports right now and basically being told, yeah, sorry, the company that had a Bill Cosby room and sexual allegations so bad that they drove one of their co-workers to suicide have decided to snip a bit of the profits. You're not getting paid as much as you should now. But it's okay, though. We put a new character in the game. He fucks everybody.
I'm just at this point, it's just becoming exhausting. Anytime you hear any news relating to Activision Blizzard, it's always trending downwards. And it's amazing how the company is still surviving on its legs despite itself.
They made so much money that the machine can keep trucking for a long, long time. But it just means that we're just going to keep seeing worse and worse and worse things. By the way, this news came late. 2 weeks before that, they rushed a release trailer for Diablo 4 because they had more bad news coming in for the legal department.
I saw that trailer, by the way. Oh, my goodness.
Every single time they keep doing this. And every time I think that the disaster has stopped, they release something new and I just go, oh, I see. In case of legal trouble, break glass. And behind the glass, there's just a color flag.
And yes, you do have a good point. World of Warcraft still prints money.
Yes, unfortunately, yes. The recent expansion, Dragonflight, I think it was called, was actually very well received. We cannot forget that among the shit pile that company has become, there are still a lot of programmers and game designers who are genuinely trying to sell us a good product, but I'm sorry, man. I can't. It's impossible. This wasn't just me. The moment that they announced the release of this character and the trailer came out, the first YouTube comment goes, I wonder what did Blizzard do this time.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, despite all the cool announcements of all the projects that they're trying to execute, like, it does not change what they have done to themselves. They have shot themselves in the foot so many times, it looks like a brick of Swiss cheese with lots of holes in it.
They're just going to keep going until there's nothing but enough with meats and bone. Nothing else. It just keeps happening, and I'm just waiting for them to release something. Fun fact, the very first whisper of the things going bad at Blizzard was a week after they announced that Soldier 76 was all of a sudden gay. They were already throwing it. Like, guys, listen.
I mean, that's cool.
For everybody out there in the LGBT community, I understand that you guys may desire representation, but don't look for it at Blizzard, okay? They are literally using your identity and your struggles as a cover while they continue to get away with shit that, quite frankly, is not worth your time or your money. As a straight man, I cannot speak on the behalf of the gays or the lesbians or the trans or whatever the hell they identify themselves this time, but I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, that company doesn't want you. They are using you. You are a number on a spreadsheet, and the moment it becomes convenient, they'll throw you away just as quickly.
Absolutely, like everything, like all the controversies that Activision Blizzard had a hand on, cast a huge shadow over everything that they're doing business wise. Yes, they're continuing to make money. They're continuing to put out content, but as far as the court of public opinion goes, like, yeah, congratulations, you still have your fans who love you. Now, how about the majority who are wise to your act?
They're not going to be playing forever, I'm telling you. Eventually, they're going to stop. And when that happens, well, we'll see it happen. I believe that in our lifetime, we will see Blizzard actually crack down and collapse on itself. Because it just keeps getting worse. It has not improved at all. Like, by the way, this news came like less than a month after they settled one of the sexual harassment lawsuits. Like, they could not wait 30 days before yet another problem propped up.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's like the same comparison with the WWE and Vince McMahon. Like, Vince McMahon spearheading this joint venture with UFC. He's still, his controversies and everything that he's had a hand in, like his public ousting and him forcing his way back in, that still casts a huge shadow over the entire WWE, much like Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, like, you can put all the words and fancy arguments in place, but listen, dude, the top office of the building where you work at, yeah, the guy working there pays his coworkers for sex using your salary.
Yeah,
like, and there is nothing that can get beyond that point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, both companies, both heads of the companies with Activision Blizzard and Vince McMahon are equally reprehensible.
It just keeps happening.
All right, so let's go on to the next bit of news, man, because this is depressing, man.
This is
Come
pretty
on.
sad, but at the same time, it's painfully predictable.
I know. So what else you've got for me?
All right, scroll up a little bit for me. Yeah, let's put that one, the first one.
Let's go ahead and talk about this.
Speaking of things that have cracked down and fallen to death.
Oh no.
No, let's be honest. We all knew this was going to happen. Long before COVID, it was already happening. And it has been more or less confirmed. E3 has been cancelled. The once enormous electronic expo where the companies will come in to show off their product, show off their stuff, and earn our money and excite us with big fancy trailers has seemingly come to a proper and yet somewhat inevitable end. 2023 E3 has been cancelled, and it is likely that the same thing will happen yet again and again. As you know, after the COVID hit, a lot of public events got they got destroyed, let's be honest.
They did get destroyed, and
nothing got hit harder than E3. As a result, not only did they lose numbers, viewership, advertisement deals, and money, a lot of video game companies have begun to do their own expos. Sony, Capcom, Nintendo, Square Enix, they're just doing their own events now, and they have no need to waste money paying for tickets. And as a result, E3 has received the brunt of it now.
in an article published on March 30th of 2023 by Game Informer, E3 2023 has been canceled. The news comes after major publishers pulled out of the event in recent weeks. IGN reported Tuesday the major publishers have either declined to attend or had little to no idea if the event would even take place due to an alleged lack of communication with organizer ReedPop and the ESA. Today, IGN received an email sent within the ESA explaining that the show simply did not garner the sustained interest necessary to execute it in a way that would showcase the size, strength, and impact of our industry.
Translation, we're not going to get enough views on Twitch.
Yep. Then here's the official announcement from E3. ReedPop and the Entertainment Software Association, ESA, have announced that both the digital and physical events for E3 2023 are canceled.
See, I always expected this was going to happen at some point, but I'm surprised it happened this soon. Back in the day, this was the SmackDown of video games. You know,
yeah.
Everybody came together, show off your stuff. But when you think about it, if you go to the E3, you are risking that your trailer, your product, will be overshadowed by the other companies. You know?
Yeah, I know. I know. We all knew that it was coming, but like at the frequency of how fast it happened.
Yeah, it just kind of 1, 2, 3 years done.
Yeah, I know. Jeez, man.
ING received a press release stating that ReedPop and the ESA will continue to work together on future E3 events. I'm not going to hold my breath. Whether that means that they will try again next year or come up with something completely new under the E3 branding remains to be seen.
Though the news is disheartening for fans of the annual event, the writing for its demise had been on the wall for some time. It had been reported that the three console makers, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, were pulling out, with Nintendo formally declining. Ubisoft dropped out in favor of holding its own live event. Sega and Tencent followed suit soon after. E3 was scheduled to take place in Los Angeles Convention Center from June 13th through the 16th. It would have been the first in-person edition since 2019 and had been set up for media and fans to attend. Though the show had been on a decline prior to 2019...
It's already going down, see?
Yep. The COVID pandemic proved to be a devastating blow. The 2020 show was canceled, 2021 version was online-only event, and 2022 event was shut down again. In an age where developers, publishers can deliver big announcements using pre-recorded videos or live streams without paying the ESA
there you have it.
a ton of money for floor space and spending months preparing playable demos, it's become increasingly challenging for E3 to justify its existence in its traditional state. It'll be it's not good.
It's a logic ending, you know, like, why would you bother wasting your money, your time, your efforts to go to E3 and have your trailer be completely overshadowed because Square Enix showed up with a new Final Fantasy XIV announcement or something, when you can just do your own in-house event? Like, it makes perfect sense. I think the best way I can describe it is, why would you put your product in Walmart when you can just open your own little store in the corner?
Yes.
Ironically, it's the opposite of the business model. If you got, like, obviously these companies have their fans.
Can I make another comparison?
Shoot.
Why rent movies or why rent movies or video games from Blockbuster when you can easily just subscribe to Netflix?
Yeah, basically. The business model doesn't work. It's too expensive. It doesn't gather interest. And yeah, like, when Square Enix makes an event, the people flock to it, and they can just do a little live stream, answer some questions, show some information. Nintendo, why should we have to bother sending only 2 trailers when we can show them 17 trailers?
Oh, man.
Sony, Microsoft, it's the same thing. If we can do so much more on our own for free, I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't take that much to set up a camera, a green screen, and a bunch of trailers to show the fans. There you go. You get the same results. You don't waste a single cent. You can just send them to them and the fans will eat it right up. I mean, you know what? Think about it this way. Remember those Smash announcements that had everybody just jumping for the sky? Like when Sephiroth was announced, for example?
Yeah.
Imagine if they tried to do that at E3. It would have been competing with every other company doing their own announcements. But instead, what did they do? Let's do a Nintendo Direct. We're going to answer some questions, show you some like new features, and here's a nice trailer of a new character for Smash. Oh shit, said everybody. It's Sephiroth. And their brains exploded.
Yeah. Oh, man. Remember when we had to go hella high water to get Sephiroth for Smash?
Don't remind me of that shit. I swear to God, I'll kill myself.
Yeah. I'm the one that got us it. You're welcome.
It was painful. It was fun, but painful. But yeah, no, it just runs into the case of, fine, I'll do it myself. If you want something done right, you got to advertise it yourself. And it worked.
Actually, hang on a minute. Before we continue on, just a small little segue, because I know that Bunda asked earlier in the chat.
Yes.
Angel is wearing a Ravens Flock shirt. In fact, he's wearing a shirt representing his own show, Los Amigos Play. The letters are stylized.
See, I got the logo, so technically it means that I'm still working for them.
Yep. And the way it's shaped, it's stylized the same way as PlayStation, paying homage to PlayStation.
You too can buy this shirt at our Ravens Flock store. We do have a discount included there. By all means, help yourself.
Absolutely, yes. The shirt's available on our Teespring stores. Teespring.com/stores/the-ravens-flock. We have different kinds of apparel available. We have t-shirts. We also have sweaters, long sleeves, yoga pants, and we also have accessories such as
shoes, jackets, belt, cock and torture devices, everything for everybody.
Angel, we don't have all that.
Yes, we do. I branded it and sent it to the marketing department today.
But what we do have is coffee mugs. We also have keychains. We have stickers. We have tote bags. And we have phone cases.
Yes. Like this one, which as you can see has managed to keep my phone in perfect, pristine condition. I dropped it on my foot. Ow.
Yeah, please don't do that. I can't pay for your foot, man.
You can pay for my phone.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, folks, let me go ahead and share the link right now again. If you could, if you want to represent our swag, if you want to show off our colors, here we go. There's our link to the Teespring shop below.
Hilariously, Jeff Keighley, the original host of the E3 event, essentially got caught out of the machine before he could. So he essentially washed his hands off the whole thing and said, "So long, bozo Z."
It's just like there's no interest in E3 anymore. Not
Yeah.
when you have like the Nintendo Direct holding its annual event. I mean, its own event releasing their video games. And if I'm not mistaken, PlayStation has their own, the PlayStation Showcase. And doesn't Microsoft also have theirs?
They also have the Xbox Showcase. And yes, Kuritsu Rando-san said it himself, I don't want an E3 2024. Like, there is no interest. And more importantly, it lets us concentrate into what we want. Like, the model they're using right now gives us A, more information, B, more trailers and shows, C, more content, and E, less money to spend. You can just tune into you just tune into like a stream and you're good. There's no need to have E3 anymore. It's become outdated, and I don't use that word very often. But the current model is simple. It's like the Netflix to like cable.
Pretty much.
No, that's perfect. It's the Netflix to cable. You don't have to sit there and see an assortment of shows. You can pick what you want to watch. You get what you work for.
Exactly. Why pay monthly for a cable service when you can literally just subscribe to a certain streaming platforms like HBO Max? Actually, no. Like Hulu or Netflix, and you can just watch your favorite shows there.
Oh, how? And just like Netflix, it's also rampant with piracy.
Yeah,
I was smart.
You went there. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. Hang on a minute. Let me see who else is saying over here. Yep. Let's see here. AKA shitty. What? Kanawaba? What is it saying there, Angel? I'm going to highlight it for you.
Sherry Cantinflas.
Thank you for that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, they did cancel. Yep, it's
Vince McMahon is turning into a fuck-up parody of himself, and Star Wars has become Glob Shito, the game.
Okay, I was going to say, okay, Bunda, I get what you're saying, but there's more than one streaming platform. What about Hulu? What about Prime Video? What about Disney Plus?
What about piracy?
What about Peacock?
What about piracy?
Hang on a minute. Also, HBO way than shit. Oh, wait. Oh, he's saying HBO Max is way better than shitty Netflix.
Well, Netflix has been making some very questionable decisions, so I won't completely agree, but I won't completely disagree with him on this one.
Yeah, he's unfortunately Bunda does have a point.
What about Hulu? I don't know. I haven't watched it in years.
Hulu's good.
I haven't seen enough stuff in Hulu.
Dude, you could watch Chainsaw Man on Hulu.
Good point. Well, don't remind me. We tried to watch Chainsaw Man on Crunchyroll, and that was the worst mistake we made. I saw so many ads, I forgot the episode order. Kill me.
I know. No, I'm not gonna kill you, dude. Just as we're not gonna fire Juan, I'm not gonna kill you.
Oh, you're not gonna fire Juan. I already did. I'm signing his papers right now. I'm gonna fire him, and then I'm gonna divorce him, and then I'm gonna remarry his wife with another man. That is not just gonna be him under a different name.
I think K-Storm would take exception to that.
His name will now be Juan.
Juan.
No, I'm going to Englishify his name. His name will now be John.
Oh no!
John Arouse!
That sounds so awkward!
Wait, no, I'm just gonna go the extra mile and remove all the subtlety. His name is gonna be John Boner!
John Boner!
Of the Casablanca house!
You know what, man? I think we got time for one more gaming news,
Let's
Angel.
throw in the last little piece of news there.
Yeah, oh my god. Ugh. Angel, you kill me sometimes, man.
I'm trying to. Yeah, put that shit in there.
All right, here we go. I'm glad your guys are still along for the ride, folks.
That's right. It's canon now. His name is now John Boner.
John Boner.
I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to put it that way. Mr. John Boner now.
Oh, no.
We gotta make this formal and proper.
Don't you ever forget the mister.
Don't you ever forget the mister.
Woo! Oh, man. Of course, we jest, Juancho. We still love you, man.
Of course. Only through love can we pose such extraordinary torment in a world ruled by violence. And speaking of violence, it's time for more violence in video games. Because, guess what, boys? Another Smash killer has been smashed.
Oh.
That's right, Multiversus, the big flashy multiplayer of DC and cartoon properties that showed up and made a big splash, has, like many others of its ilk, gone out with a whimper. It has now been removed from all digital storefronts. That means that if you don't have a physical copy, the game doesn't exist anymore.
Ooh, man, that is sad.
The game made a big splash. People were really happy. There were some complaints about the gameplay, but everybody was willing to give it a shot, and then it committed the cardinal sin of no updates for months. They promised new characters, new stages, retoolings to the gaming mechanic, and for like a whole gosh darn year, there was nothing there. Mostly emphasized when the director of the game went on social media to say that the game was in beta. My dude, you released that game for everyone to play at full price. That's not you kept it going for a whole year. That is no longer a beta. That is a finished product. And it looks like the interest died down so much that the game died with it.
So in an article from The Gamer published 3 days ago by Lu Hai Lang, let's see here. Yep. Our digital storefronts such as... Hang on a minute. Yep. Let's see. Microsoft's... Yep. Such as PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, and Steam users won't have the option to download the free-to-play platform fighter. Last week, we learned that the Multiversus would be going offline on June 25th as the open beta comes to an end. The developers will continue to work on the game, however, with a launch planned for early 2024. Until June 25th, players can continue as normal, but for those who wanted to give the title a spin, it'll be much harder now since the game is no longer available to download.
So they kept this thing on beta for a whole year, and it means that it technically has not been fully released yet. My dude, you're not really raising my hopes with this shit.
Oh, man, this is so sad. This wasn't something hidden by the game's developers, Player First Games, but it was a little buried in last week's open beta update. For those who have the game already installed, online play is still open to those players until the June cutoff point.
MPVs as of now, Multiversus is no longer downloadable for new players, he said on Twitter, and has been temporarily removed from storefronts, along with Gliemium. I'm guessing that's the currency. Yeah. You can play online modes until June 25th before the game goes offline in preparation for launch. For more info, and he put a link on the website. Wow, yeah. Developer Player First Games has paused updates for Multiversus in the limited time left until the game is taken offline. Although there is some limited offline access as players can still play the game's training room in addition to local matches. You can still play with your boys, but you're not going to be playing with anybody else.
Dedicated players have expressed their disappointment and frustration that the developer is taking the game offline for such an extended period, especially as Multiverses will have had an open beta approaching a year long by the time it's taken offline. Players have been actively spending money on the game too, such as on the pricey Founders Packs. While the title has picked up industry recognition, taking home the best fighting game at the Game Awards last year.
Rigged.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Overall, it's not the most ideal situation now for both new players and old.
Yeah, it is not looking good. So, yeah, this game, let's be honest, there's been a lot of... There's this thing I love in the industry. I love this in the industry, and that is the franchise killers.
Oh, hang on a minute before
Jesus Christ!
Yep, we got a $1.99 super chat from Kuritsu Tirando-san. John Boner for the win.
It's canon.
Oh no!
Yeah, we're making up lore.
We're making up lore.
Thank you so much. Now, yes, there's this thing in the industry called the franchise killers. Normally, when something comes out that is really big, like Halo, Call of Duty,
Juan, please don't cut off the stream.
God of War,
please don't cut off our stream.
Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest. Every time a game becomes big enough to become its own franchise,
yes,
obviously companies want to compete. And back in the day, during the late 90s and early 2000s, every time a big first-person shooter came out, they were dubbed the Halo Killers. You know, they were going to be the one that would destroy Bungie and claim the industry. And as you can tell by the myriad of failures that they left behind, it didn't happen. Halo killed itself pretty well, though.
Unfortunately.
But, yeah, every time they do this, sometimes we get good games, make no mistake, but they cannot compete with the original. And Multiverses was the case. The thing that it had going for it is that it was free to play.
Right.
And that it had a bunch of cool stuff. You could play as Batman, Superman, the Iron Giant, Scooby-Doo's Velma, Shaggy. You know, there was a lot of really cool DC properties that you could play as, cartoons and such, and it had relatively fun gameplay. It needed some tweaking. But when you put out a free game, you gotta give the players an incentive to keep playing. Because normally when you buy a game, you want to keep playing it so you can get your money's worth. When you just grab it for free, that means that it's very easy for you to essentially forget you even have it in your Steam library. And after nearly a whole year, with barely any updates, they go, yeah, we're going to turn this shit off, and then we're going to sell it for real on the 24th.
Man.
Don't worry. Everything's going to be just fine.
Man,
it'll be fine, though.
It's just so deflating because Multiverses started off with so much hype, so much promise.
There was some genuine, a bunch of big game name YouTubers and Twitch streamers play that stuff, and they actually enjoyed it for a while. And then...
happened.
Yeah, and then they just go, yeah, it's gone. This is, once again, why we cannot trust the online services. Because at any second, somebody can just flick a button, and all your hard work is gone.
Oh man, oh man, oh man! I just feel bad for all the gamers out there who heard about this news, because it has garnered fans of the game.
Whoops! I pulled out never mind. It's already had its own battery anyway. Sorry.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it did have no, Bunda. Call of Duty did not kill Halo. Halo was doing perfectly fine until Halo 3, and then Halo 4 started killing Halo, slowly strangling it to the process of Halo 5, and then Halo Infinite finally just did the big twist and just broke everything.
Yep, Juan's got it right. Halo killed Halo.
Yeah, not unlike King Kong, it was the beauty that killed the beast.
Yeah.
It was Cortana's fat blue ass that killed the beast.
I mean, I'm all about Cortana's fat blue ass.
I'm not. That bitch is crazy. Never stick it in there. Never forget your daddy's important words. Don't stick it in crazy. I mean, when you think about it, though, she's a digital woman, so technically you can't really stick it unless you go into the Matrix or something. But wait, if she downloads into an android body, hang on, help me out. Does Halo have genoids?
I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
It goddamn should. But I digress. This is getting.
Get back into
this is getting too close to the Halo TV show. Let's get the hell away from there.
All right, let's get back to the topic.
So back to the topic is that Multiverses is fucking dead, bro. It's just they took it out back and just all yellowed this bitch. Bam! It's gone. In a couple of months, the game will have never existed.
Yeah, I know, but I really hope that it's not permanently gone. I hope that they do find a way to bring it back because it is a great idea. On paper, it sounds awesome. And like you said, the fans loved it.
The fans did like it until the game got no updates. That's the problem. See, don't forget, when you make okay, fine. For the sake of argument, let's call them fighting games because Smash is more of a party game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Consider the following. It is the year 19-something. Street Fighter 1 has been released.
Okay.
It's a really popular game, and you want to compete with that, right?
Right.
So you're going to make your own fighting game. It's going to have the same roster, the same number of player characters, but they're going to be different. You got a cool fighting mechanic, and you're going to... Oh, shit, Street Fighter 2 just came out.
Yeah.
It has way more characters, it looks way better, and it has amazing graphics.
So all the fans are going to flock over to the new game.
It's okay. Our game is still good, okay? It has a solid foundation. We managed to gather some fans. We can roll out the updates. God damn it, Street Fighter 3 came out. Like, it is a constant race, you know?
No, I get what you're saying. It's a constant race, and in the frequency of how the other games are advancing.
No, Gino, it's... Fuck, I knew I didn't like that franchise for a reason.
But no, I get what you're saying. It's also the frequency and how fast these games move. Like, because with the new games being developed more and more, and the updates being released periodically,
It just
like
keeps increasing.
Yeah, it leaves the multiverses to wither on the vine.
Yeah, in fact, not even other popular franchises are safe. Like, consider the following. Guilty Gear, very well-known fighting game franchise. Very beloved. Never quite as big as Street Fighter and Tekken, but it was right there. It was the quintessential weeb-ass fighting game. It was fun, it was interesting, it had cool designs, rocking music, and Strife came out. It's still a great game. People liked it. It was unbalanced as shit. So, the producers go, okay, we're going to roll out a patch to increase the health values, fix the gameplay. You know, we're going to reignite the enthusiasm. Street Fighter 6 gets announced.
Oh,
and
man.
Before they can even recover, Tekken 8 gets announced. And for the last half a year, those two games have been rolling out trailers, updates, beta testing. Like, they have blown away all of the competition. Imagine trying to fight against that, and you know they're not going to stop. By the time you try to make a game that competes with Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 7 will be on the way.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think this goes back to the earlier point, because like when when news goes out on the internet and on social media, like the time frame and how fast like news and stuff moves around on social media. Like here, it's just a day, but in the internet, it's like years.
Yeah. Remember, the speed of bullshit is faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, pretty much.
The truth, a lie will make its way around the world by the time the truth finishes putting on its pants. This doesn't quite apply here because everything I said is true, but the fighting game industry is always lagging behind itself because the games require time, a lot of time, to properly tune in, balance, and not screw up. Because when you put it out there, your first impression will make it or break it. Strive itself was a fantastic game, but it ran into some heavy criticism due to the small roster, the change on the aesthetic, and the fact that everybody seemed to be made of wet paper. They fixed a few of those things just in time for the two biggest fighting game franchises to completely obliterate them in the public space. Let's not even talk about... And even before that, King of Fighters 15 came in, and they've been dropping new characters non-stop.
Oh, yeah,
So
you're right.
You can't even fight for the silver place because everything else is coming after you and chewing in your ass.
Oh, man.
It is a ruthless industry.
It is. It really is.
Make the good ones, like every bright shining star, that means 1 million candles just went out.
Exactly. And if you're not actively competing and if you're not actively putting out content to keep the fans interested and make new fans of the game, of course no one's going to care.
Exactly. In fact, then even the numbers are insane. Consider the following. If I look up in the Steam charts right now, Guilty Gear Strive has about 2,000 to 1,900 continuous players. Like playing right now.
Yes.
For a fighting game, that is an amazing number. Because those games require time and effort. And having 2,000 people constantly playing your game, it's great.
Yeah.
This is now that no other fighting game has come out.
Oh, man.
What do you think is going to happen the second Street Fighter 6 hits?
Yeah. Thank you very much for helping us out, Juancho. Liking, commenting. Yes, please, folks, hit the subscribe. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. We put out content every single week, 3 days a week here on our channel.
Damn right. But yeah, no, the point I'm trying to get is to, if Multiverses wanted to compete with the likes of Smash, and let's be honest, there is not much competition in the art of Smash-like games compared to them. I mean, there's other games that play similar to Smash, but none of them let you play as Batman or Superman, you know? Like, they had the material, they had the IPs to make something good, and they just languished on their laurels. If they had kept rolling steady updates, adding new characters, fixing the gameplay issues, if you got kept the game fresh, it would have still been holding on today, and the interest would have still been high.
Definitely. Also, hello, Shamanistic Unicorn Tam.
Thank
You came in at the tail end of our show, but we appreciate you showing up nonetheless.
Your presence is more love. And yes, Just like Multiversus, I am done.
Yeah, I know.
Like Multiversus, I'll be here next week.
Well, that pretty much brings us to an end on this programming. We thank you all for tuning in. We do have a couple of announcements before we wrap things up. So, and this is also a shock to you, Angel, because I'm just now bringing it up. I don't have a graphic for it, but I will post it later. The Ravens Flock, we're going to be hosting another quarter annual subathon.
Oh, really?
This coming Sunday on
On
April 16th, we're hosting another subathon. The Ravens Flock presents Best of 7.
Best of 7.
Yes, we will continue playing on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as the new courses of Wave 4 have been released last month.
That's right. It is time to once again get behind the wheel, put the pedal to the metal, and destroy our friendships.
Yes!
Like nobody will survive out of this one.
We will pick seven cups from the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and whoever wins, and whoever scores the most points accumulated out of the best of 7 is the winner. And of course, we're also going to be playing along with all of you. We've had a great time holding these.
Fun.
We had a great time holding these subathons in the past, and we've played with so many players all from different parts of the world. After all, Mario Kart's a great way to unify friends, right?
Yes, nothing better to reaffirm our years-long friendship than Fast and the Furious. Because we're family.
But hang on a minute, you got to put the filter of Super Mario over there, and there we go.
Because we're family.
Because we're family. So yes, best of 7. That's our next subathon. It'll be on Sunday, April 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be exclusively for YouTube. Now remember, folks, this is a subathon, which means our goal is to get our number of subscribers up. We're at 1,400, but can we reach 1,500? Can we reach a little bit more than 1,500? Can we go a little higher? We're going to find out this Sunday.
Kurichi Rando-san claims that they're going to have the revenge.
Yes.
Revenge or a wanting, then I'm a whooping I'll be dispensing.
You know what? I'm going to say this right now. I invite Steph the Alterner to join us for the Sunday subathon for Best of 7.
That's a good idea. Like, can you get like a proper connection in like the netherworld?
I mean, with Juan on our side, anything is possible.
You're still hoping he will not be on our side. Installa.
Yeah, probably. But that being said, we hope you guys join us for the fun. It's going to be great. And if you have a copy of the game for the Nintendo Switch,
feel free to join us.
Feel free to join us and race us. But fair warning, I am very competitive when it comes to racing.
And fair warning, I suck at the game, so I'm going to be a walking stage hazard.
Of course, with our subathon this Sunday, of course this means that there will not be an edition of Los Amigos Play Saturday. Sorry, Angel.
It's all right. I can make the sacrifice to burn some rubber.
But Los Amigos Play will be coming back on, let me check the calendar, on Saturday, April 22nd.
That is correct. It would also be would that be the last? No, it will be the penultimate Saturday of April.
Right. And of course, if I know any wrestling fans out there who love pro wrestling, tune in on my show, Wrestle Rewind, every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Twitch, where I review the best matches and highlights from WWE NXT, AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. Angel's show, his Let's Play show, is every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and we're still trying to run from Nemesis, aren't we?
That's right. It seems, to be fair though, we weren't running as much as we were lightly walking so we could blast him in the face. Listen, when I have enough grenades, I have no fear left in me.
We are not done with Resident Evil 3, not for a while.
Many grenades to throw at him.
And of course, before we get to all that, tune in to Juan's show every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch, the uncensored, uncompromising interview and review podcast called The Black Files. Every Saturday, we focus on multiple topics here on our main program, The Ravens Flock. For The Black Files, we go into a deep dive on one story. We focus in on one story, we focus in on the facts, and we give our own insights based on our knowledge, based on what we know. And occasionally, we do have a couple of guests that we bring on to offer their insight as well.
That's right. And of course, we hope that you'll be there as well, too. Normally, we do handle some somewhat more serious topics, usually sensitive matters involving crimes. But nonetheless, if you want a little break from all the levity of the Ravens Flock, the Black Files is always there. If you want to watch us play video games, the Los Amigos is here. And if you want to talk about wrestling, then Wrestle Rewind is there. We have a breadth, a width, and a width, and a huge number of content all for you. And for only $4.99.
And of course, tune into our main show, The Ravens Flock, every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Me, Angel Mendez, and Juan Arouse, us Motley Crew of Nerds will be gathering here to talk with you on the latest news and topics that's circulating in the world of nerd and geek culture. Whether it's a busy week, a slow week, or even a dead week, there is always something to talk about, and we'll be here to share with each and every one of you. And everything that we do here on this channel, from our shows to our subathons to our con appearances to interviews, everything that we have been doing is all part of our determination from 2013 to make your voice our mission. Now, with that being said, I'm going to plug us away.
Nice.
Thank you very much for tuning in to another exciting edition of The Ravens Flock, hosted by myself, Jose Casabona, and Mr. Angel Mendez.
And the spirit of Mr.
And
John
the spirit
Boner.
of Mr. I'm not going to dignify by calling it.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
No.
You have to say it.
Fine, I'll say it once.
Yay.
John Boner.
Yay.
Shut up. By Mr. Juan Arouse. Tune in every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Twitch. Hit the subscribe or the notification bell. Hit the subscribe or the follow button. Hit that notification bell. Become an interflocker and get in on all the perks that comes with being an interflocker.
That's right. One of these perks, Joe.
Well, again, you'll get access to custom emojis. You also get access to members only. Like, you'll be the first to see all the videos that we post here on this channel through our membership, and you'll get access to us. All the you'll be able to discuss with us the comments, questions you have, any ideas you have will help shape the future of this channel. Nice. But until then, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13. Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, Twitch.tv/TheRavensFlockOnline, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, the humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock.
Very, very nice.
All right, folks, thank you very much for tuning in to another exciting edition of our flagship show. We are the Ravens Flock, and Mustache. Have a good night, everyone.